Okay, here we go again. Hudson Beach condos from Hernando Beach Islands. What I did was I went to that one island that I'm usually filming that shows an opening, little gap in between it, and I've showed people from a very low perspective walking up off of that beach uh, down to the water and getting in their boat, which pretty much no on that particular day. It was fairly shallow. Actually, when I went in here, it was real shallow. You see the date on there? It's 10/19. This is my birthday, and I decided to take my boat out. And what a beautiful day it was. Now, this is cell phone footage. I sped up, and what I wanted to do was just kind of show you. I mean, you can actually see over off to the right hand side a little bit, Hernando Beach or Pine Island Beach from this spot. And I do turn my camera around, but what I wanted to do is just show this area right here and show that my eye height is at about 5 feet here. Um, so I'm looking at a 5 foot mound when I'm looking at that from Pine Island. Um, so in turn, it's not very high, especially on an extreme low. And this was an extreme low. Now, I sped this part up a little bit faster, only because I wanted to make the video shorter for people, because I do tend to make very long videos. But I'd be more than happy to, take all the footage and make one long video out of it, if somebody is interested or if people are interested. To me, this kind of proof you cannot beat. Originally, like I said a long time ago, I really wanted to debunk flat Earth because I thought flat Earth was the funniest, stupidest thing I ever heard until I actually started going out and doing observations. And believe me, 4 years of observations, I know the difference between good visibility and bad visibility. And yes, this was not my best day of visibility. There was some distortion going on, but as you'll see, there is some awesome views that I get from this. Now, I did have a picture that I put up. You couldn't really see it, but it says 8 floors condos. And then I've seen a brochure where it says 9 floor condos. I do believe like the bottom floor is like a parking garage. Um, and also, you could also think about on one of the buildings, there's like a storage room up on top that could be considered the ninth floor. But I do believe that there's only 8 actual floors to this. And as you will see at the very bottom, you see the land that covers it up. Now, I'm going to throw another picture up coming up here again of the condos looking straight down from Google Maps. And you tell me, that this land is not visible that these condos set on. Usually I do these at night, all right, toward the evening time, so you don't really get to see the land so much. And the pictures that I took were at night, but obviously you can see this. There's a pond before it with land. So again, I'm going to zoom up on here and actually show you that you can see this land. There's land blocking it out, and you cannot see the lower portion. But if you go by Metabunk's Earth Curve Calculator at 10.18 miles at a viewer height of 2.5, my horizon can't be no more than 2.09 miles. The refracted drop is 59.23 feet. Geometric results, my horizon should only be 1.94 miles away, and the geometric drop would be 69 feet. Does there look like there's 59 or 69 feet of these condos missing? In other words, the water should be almost covering up all the building. Almost totally the whole entire building should be covered up. I should not be seeing these other small buildings off to the side. And yes, one of those is Port of Hudson Marina, where a lot of people take their boats to. You see other buildings and homes along the shoreline. And yes, some of them are some big homes. Again, I got a little bit of distortion in here, but that doesn't bother me because I also know that distortion is just an optical effect. It's almost like a heat wave. If you look at a hot road and you look above it, things in the background are wavy. But in no way, shape, or form is this little bit of a heat wave going to pull 59, almost 60 feet of this building back into the air. And that's what a globe scientist or globe people want you to believe. Now, I know that there's a lot of proponents out there that want to debate. Yeah, go ahead. If you want to debate this, debate it. But there it is, plain and simple, right in front of your face, in your face. Now, I am filming this from a little higher up, but here shortly, you will see that I bring my camera right down to the water, and I show you exactly what I'm doing. And a matter of fact, I gave you the GPS readings. They're there. They're available. So for anybody that wants to dispute this, you can check it out yourself. Now, personally, I think Google Earth is not correct because when I put my GPS coordinates in, I have to convert them to fit Google Earth. Now, do you think the Navy, the Marines should have to convert their coordinates to fit Google Earth map? Maybe their coordinates are off and they're going to make this, say a sniper's going to make this shot, right? He's got to account for Coriolis effect. Well, holy smokes. Which angle, which direction, because I got a 360 degrees around me, which direction am I going to shoot? How am I going to figure out that exact speed that I'm going to have to account for the Earth spin in order to hit my target? Do I have to have this supercomputer with me? No, I got a spotter with me. He spots out, the wind, the direction, the distance, how much drop I should have in my bullet. He figures these things out fairly quickly, and he can tell you, to aim high to the right. Other than that, you'll see here, I'm going to zoom back, and you'll see I'm a little ways off the water. And then you're going to see me carry my camera down. Excuse me. And I'm going to set it right at the water's edge. Now the tide is coming in, and eventually my legs of my tripod are actually in the water. So I'm actually a little less than 28 inches. I should be at like 27 inches because I got about an inch of water coming up on my tripod. Now, you tell me, that even going down a couple more feet, do you see a big difference? I know on some other times I've been out here, um, off to the left hand side, there's a big gap there. You don't really see nothing. And it's due to the mirroring effect that occurs. When you have this mirroring effect that occurs, it does hide part of the object. If you ask me, it doesn't pull anything down. It just ramps up and redirects your line of sight higher. It's like putting a mirror on a little bit of an angle, way off in the distance. So it actually, like I say, it redirects your line of sight upward, and you don't see what's down below. You don't see the lower portion. It's not getting cut off by the curvature, folks. And that's why I went out this day. I went out to really just kind of enjoy myself. I took my camera, my fishing poles, and I decided to go to this island because I kept saying I want to go right there where I'm constantly filming at and see approximately how high the trees were, how high that little bank was. The trees are about 20, 25 feet tall, so they're not really that tall of trees. Actually, they're not even trees, they're mangroves. So, again, I know that this is distorted, but again, when you zoom back, you see that a lot of that distortion disappears. Now, what I should have done was I should have filmed this with my B700 because it doesn't have as much of a zoom power. And actually, I think at 60 times zoom, it actually looks better. Part of the video that I showed in the very beginning was from the B700, or maybe I didn't show that part. But in some of the original video, I did use the B700 to take a couple of shots, especially when I went out to my boat. I turned around and shot back at that little gap so people could see that this is the island that I'm usually filming. So again, there's nothing missing here, folks. If you think there is, I invite anybody to come out here with me, watch me film, watch how high I put my camera, anything. Take me up on it, Globers. But I'll tell you what, if you try to damage my camera in any way, I will break your legs, and I'll leave you out on the island. And when the tide comes in, you might hope that I don't, especially if it's a real high tide. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching.